welcome to episode 5 of Drinking Beer with Don. If you recall from seeing the other episodes, we are going through 2 advent calendars at the same time. One, of course, has to do with beer, and it's from Cascadia, my local beer and, in fact, wonderful everything liquor-based outlet in the News Bay, and they have a chain on Vancouver Island, but certainly my favorite is the one that's right beside us. And it's nice because I go there and they go, Don! Almost like in Cheers. It's pretty cool. Maybe I go there a lot. The other thing we're doing is something from Missouri Star, which is one of the very well-loved and received quilting places, stores, outlets in the United States, in Missouri, in Hamilton, Missouri, in the States. So first we do beer, and then we do quilty stuff. So there's a bit of something for everyone. Let's go to the actual beer for day 17. I'm really excited about this one because it's an award-winning and multiple world beer award-winning beer. And it's called the Herminator. It's from Vancouver Island Brewing out of Victoria. Second beer we do from them in this Cascadia calendar. What's cool about this is three things. It's an ice bock, so it's going to be dark, it's going to be rich. Second thing is it's 9.5% alcohol. So that's, wow, you only have 1 or 2 of these and you're done for the day and evening. So it's going to be strong. And 25 IBU, which means it's not overly hot. So I'm looking forward to it. The notes from the website and on the can say that this German ice bock is one of our most complex and time-consuming beer to make. It takes 3 months of cellaring to create one of BC's most legendary beers. Did I mention it was award-winning? Wait, it doesn't say that, but with a rich, malty body and notes of chocolate and coffee, Herminator was first introduced as a gift to our original brewmaster's friends and family as a toast to his heritage and homeland. It has also won, well, I can mention, a couple gold medals, world gold medals, some BC gold medals as well. Obviously, the anticipation is high. I cracked open the can just before recording this, and wow, it's rich. Right away you can tell the aroma. It's going to be a strong, rich beer. It poured like this, not much head, in fact, very little, and that's okay. Some of these more alcohol content beers have less on the foamy side. Here we go. Oh yes, I smell coffee. I smell chocolate, and I smell, like I say, richness. Oh my God! Right away, this is the best beer I've had in the case. I'll tell you that right now. It is something. Wow, it's got the chocolate. It's got a toasted flavor to it. It's rich. It's sweet. Just a touch of edge from the hops. Because it's got more of an edge, it's actually, because otherwise I would say it's Belgian, because Belgian are sweet as well. But this one is more. It's got that German twang to it, if you will. Did I ever tell you I used to live in Europe? 6 years in Belgium, and I've had my sampling of beer, German and Belgian beer. Let me tell you, I can't rave more about this beer. This is, if you can find it on a shelf, buy a 6-pack or a 4-pack or whatever you can get, and savor each glass. Each can is a liquid gold. I'll tell you what, I don't have any trouble jumping right to 9.5 on this. It is that good. Way to go, Cascadia! You picked a winner, and way to go, Vancouver Island Brewing. This is one mighty fine beer. Cheers. All right, day 17, quilty stuff. Pardon me, I'm still getting over that beer, which I haven't even finished yet, and it's good. Today, Carolyn got in her package thread. But what's cool about it is it's actually branded from Missouri Star. So this is their brand thread. Carolyn has tried it before. Rita likes it. It's good thread. Of course, you can get all the colors you'd want. But this also came with is another booklet on how to. This one's not tied to the thread. It's just another how-to booklet for perfectly pieced pincushion and clip strip. I don't know what a clip strip is, but I can imagine what a pincushion is. There we are. So I'm sure that will be added to Carolyn's library, and I know she'll put the thread to good use. She has a whole vertical IKEA case of thread, so thread is her friend. You have a good one. Cheers. Welcome to day 18 of the Cascadia Beer Advent Calendar, and of course the Missouri Star Advent Calendar. So, day 18. I just got to point out that day 17 so far was my favorite beer. It's going to be hard to compete with a 9.5. We've got an interesting beer today. It's from Dog Mountain Brewery out of Port Alberni, just into the interior from where we live on the island here. And it's a 6.5% Angry Elf Stout. Tuck yourself in this holiday season with your Cocoa Candy Cane Stout. Many candy canes were sacrificed for this tasty treat. We hope you enjoy it. Okay, so they said that those aren't my words. They sacrificed candy canes. Nobody can accuse me of sacrificing candy canes. So it's off to an interesting start. It's certainly going to be Christmassy. Did I show you the can? I think I did. But anyway, if you didn't, there you are. It's got a red color to it. So that's interesting colored stuff. When I poured it, I said, oh, Christmas color. I can smell the mint, the peppermint. So there's definitely candy canes in this. Let's give it a try. Turn the glass. I'm surprised it's actually not bad. I didn't think a mint would go into a stout. But it works. It's definitely Christmassy. It's got that chocolatey flavor to it. And chocolate and candy cane. Yeah. It works. It's not something I want to drink any other time of year than right now. That's for sure. It's not something I think in the middle of the summer I say, oh, I wish I had some candy cane in my beer. No. I got to give it kudos for uniqueness. This is not something I expected to enjoy, and I do like it. It's a normal stout in other regards. It's got normal bitterness, normal body to it. It tastes good. And it's a pleasant surprise. So because of the surprise factor, it definitely gets something in the 8s. I think we'll do 8. Oh, I'm having a hard time with this. 8.4. I will give this an 8.4. It's a good, solid stout with a nice, pleasant surprise. Cheers. Day 18 for the Quilty Treasure. For those that are still excited by this, we have a cupcake, a pair of cupcake socks. Who would have thunk it? They are cute. Didn't open them up. That's Carolyn's job, but she was tickled to get these today. I'm sure they'll be an adventure to wear when you're in the mood to wear cupcake socks. So clearly, it's from Missouri Star. It's got the little logo there. It's fun. Pardon me, it's fun. So cheers. Day 19 of the Advent calendars. Today's beer is going to be an interesting one. It's called Viewfield from the Driftwood Brewery out of Victoria. And the type of beer is a Brett Saison. So that means two things. A Saison beer is a Belgian-style beer. They originated from the southern part of Belgium, La Wallonie. It's from the French part of Belgium. And Brett, I had to do a bit of research on this, and that is a type of yeast. And apparently, Brett may be one of those acquired tastes because some of the descriptions for it include the stable flavor, dung flavor. You know, I mean, it is what it is. It's also supposed to be fruity. Now, the notes on the can say a funky, fruity, panoramic fermentation in ultra high def multicolor, whatever that means. It goes on to say, we hope you enjoy every aspect of a saison brewed from this perspective. So there we go. Yeah. It definitely has a yeasty smell to it. So yeah, it must be the Brett I'm smelling. Distinct. Yep. In fact, it does remind me of a Belgian saison. It's a bit hoppy. It certainly is a little fruity, little. I hesitate to say citrusy, but it does have a fruity flavor. It actually reminds me a little bit of a beer I enjoy called Duvel out of Belgium. Just a bit, because it's dry, and Duvels are dry. The more I drink it, the more I'm starting to like it. First taste was a bit strange, but it's a little fruity, dry. It's got nice bubbles to it. Can even pour a bit more in here. It's not bad. I think I'm going to give it a something in the 7s. It's not knocking my socks off. It's interesting. I definitely can recommend you give it a try. I'm going to say 7.7. That's the score. It's not bad. It's pretty good. I think they achieved what they were aiming for, and some people might really like this. It's not bad. Just 7.7. Cheers. For day 19's Quilty Treasure, Carolyn got needle minders. I had to ask her what the heck that is. Besides the fact that it somehow takes care of her mind's needles. What it is, it's got a couple of little designs on it. That one of them is Missouri Star Lager, the other one is a Missouri Star Duck, which I've learned today is called Chuck. He's Chuck the Duck. Who knew? what you do is you there's two pieces of this: the front, which you saw, and then a little magnet on the back. So you put it on on your clothing with the magnet that's at the back in behind your shirt, so it traps your material with the logo or the larger piece on the outside, and then it's magnetic, so it'll hold a needle. Therefore, it would mind a steel needle that you use for sewing, whether it's a hand needle or a sewing. I'm going to guess it's for hand sewing. So it's a needle minder, and with a couple cute logos. Cheers. But wait, there's more. Before we retire day 19, I've had second thoughts about my score for this beer. Okay guys, see, I had half of it so far, and I will finish it. A comment was made to me recently that I always seem to taste it, and you never see me finishing the beer. Well, rest assured, I finish each and every one of them. There is no such thing as bad beer, to quote a very good friend of mine out in Ontario. Anyway, like I said earlier, this beer is growing on me, and every time I drink it a bit more, I like it a bit more. So I'm going to elevate it into the 8s, and I'm going to give it an 8.2. There we have it. Very first for this calendar, I've upgraded the score from 7.7 to 8.2. Cheers. Day 20 of the Cascadia Advent Calendar and Missouri Star Advent Calendar. And this, of course, will be the last beer for this episode, episode 5. So, right, today is another interesting beer. So I got to give Cascadia credit, if I haven't given them enough credit yet, is that every beer is an adventure in this calendar. And so far, every beer is from the island. I'm going to go out on a limb and make my prediction that every beer in the calendar is from Vancouver Island. Today's beer says, Happy Frickin' Holidays. So I'm going to guess it's a Christmas beer. It's actually from the Riot Brewing Company in Chemainus. First time I've heard of these guys, but they're out there now, obviously. And this is a hazel vanilla coffee porter. Wow. So it's 6.0% alcohol, and according to the can, 29 IBUs. So it'll be a touch hoppy, but I find with darker beers, you don't notice the hop so much because there's so much other flavor going on. The can says this beer is just as black as coal. In fact, as black as pitch. It tastes much better than both, flavor deep and rich. On winter nights, so cold and dark, one tends towards malaise. This might help you with your mood. And then it goes, as I say, and it goes, Happy Frickin' Holidays. So I'm not sure if they're making fun of the holidays or they're trying to say it's a good thing. But here we are. So, first of all, oh, it smells rich. It does smell, you smell right away the hazelnuts, right away. I smell coffee. Oh, well, I can't resist. Let's taste it. Taste is good, and actually the smell is more intense than the taste, the flavor. It's a lovely porter. It's a lovely porter. It's not oh my god to die for, but it is pretty good. It's creamy, smooth. It's a little bitter as you'd expect, and that could be the hops, that could be the flavoring. It's the toasting of the malt probably. It's very toasted. That's why it's so dark. You may have noticed that I tend to really enjoy the dark beer. And this is no exception. It's as advertised, and I think you might enjoy if you like dark beer, especially. And this is, you could have your eyes closed in this one, and you could tell it was a dark beer. You could tell it was a porter. In fact, it's definitely right down the line of a solid porter. When I come across a beer that's solid, I usually like to give it somewhere in the 8s, and I'm going to say this is the case. And I'm going to say on the higher side of 8. So I really enjoy this more than yesterday's beer as well. So I'm going to say this is an 8.6. Cheers. Okay, day 20's quilty thing is called a fat quarter pop-up. If you're asking what the heck that is, let me explain it to you. You take a fat quarter, that gives you a piece of fabric, 18 by 22 inches. That's a fat quarter. So what you can do with this is take the spring that's here, you can see the poppy spring, and you wrap your fabric around it, obviously with a specific way to sew it, and you install the spring, so you get this pop-up container that you could put stuff in, and then you can collapse it when you're not using it. So it sounds like a neat quilty project that actually has a function, a useful function, for the result. A collapsible container. So that's pretty fun. I think Carolyn's excited about this one too, and she does intend on making it. Alright, let me recap episode 5 for you. I quickly reviewed the 4 beer we've sampled for this episode, and I gotta say this has been the best for beer as a batch that I've had so far. The scores are all in the 8s, and in fact, the winner for episode 5, if to recall, was one of my favorite, blew me away, is this Herminator Icebox from Vancouver Island Brewery. I gave it a score of 9.5. It is that good. But even the beer I just had today, in fact, still drinking it, is a good, solid porter. So, yeah, it's been a good week. Stay tuned for episode 6, which will be the last episode, and finishing on December 24th. And until then, you continue to enjoy your beer. Hope you're also getting a kick out of the quilty stuff. And if not, let somebody else in your family who might like quilting have a look at the video, so they'll say that your interests are not just beer. Yeah, that's it. You guys have a good one. Cheers.